Alright. Test, test. Audio is working. Good. Twitch. YouTube. Good. Good, good, good. What quality is Twitch limited to? 1080p? Good. Alright. That's fucking loud. Hey Murphy, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Subtitles, we need to be on... surround sound. Yes. Physics are not cool. What are you taking, like physics or something right now? I see. Good luck, because I did not like physics all that much. Now, while we wait for some people to show up, I need to clean out some of my emails on my laptop. I got this weird email saying, "Oh, hey, you can't have any more emails because the thingy is full." And it's just like, what? I don't know. Outlook gave me an email saying my mailbox is full. Mailbox. Retrieve your mailbox. Dear user, your account has exceeded its limit. I don't even know what the fuck this is. Why do I feel like this is not good? No, I think this is something else. Considering I got... yeah, no. Nah, this, I don't trust this. I don't fucking trust this. Because I got another email after it, 5 minutes later. Nah. It's probably a phishing email. Although with the amount of fucking shit I get sent from the university, it would not surprise me. Mark all as read. No, I will not be sharing it because this is personal info. So, guys, I know a way to get around how badly cut up my chair is. I use a fucking blanket to cover it up. Sorry, why are you studying? Shouldn't your exams be done? Like, shouldn't they be done? But why? It's holiday break! Anyway, I don't know much about this game. All that I really know is it's set in northern Canada, some weird things going on in a town up there. We're here to investigate. I think we're like an investigative journalist or something. So, yeah. I guess we can start. I did play a bit of this like fucking years and years ago. I only played like 90 minutes and I stopped playing. Northern Quebec, October 1970.
Carl Faubert sought information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in Montreal. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't wait to crash this thing.
They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually, the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it.
Oh, boy! The driving actually feels kind of nice, somehow.
When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off. But it was also customary to ignore those signs entirely and drive there anyway.
How often does a road need to be closed to require 2 picnic tables at its gates? Hold on. Much better. Oh. Interesting.
Emperor Duplessis, in spite of his conservative agenda, did a good job in colonizing the rural north, which helped to reestablish the region as an integral part of the province of Quebec. The blue fleur-de-lis could be seen fluttering in the wind here and there, taunting the red Canadian flags on the other side of the province's boundaries.
Oh! Food? Fire starter? Huh? Okay.
Carl, ever diligent in his work, always carried his log on him, in which he scribbled down thoughts and leads alike during the course of his investigations.
Case of vandalism, meeting at general store. Son of wealthy Chicago banker. Gold rush north of Quebec. Established copper mine. Expansion of copper mine. Did not make friends. Hamilton is accusing the Cree people of attacking his estate. Especially his luxurious hunting lodge somewhere north of Chibougamau. Yet another way to make friends. The Cree certainly do not hold him dear. His mind's probably upset the Great Spirit. The vandalism case is probably for me. He's the eye of a professional. I'm meeting Hamilton at the general store. Interesting. Manistan. It will be good. Huh. Oh. northern Quebec and its inexhaustible resources sits on abundance. Why not take advantage? Our valuable minerals could travel the world and reach places as far as Dallas, USA. Get involved. At the heart of the wilderness, the north is swarming with wolves. We are the Africa of America. Come discover the north. Experience a genuine white jungle. Huh.
Hamilton never mentioned a road-blocking barrier. Why was it needed here in the back of Beyond? That would, however, be a mystery for another day. Carl had waited long enough for someone to come and raise it. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to business. William Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here. The local populace was divided when it came to the affluent man. Some saw a wealthy philanthropist dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him. Hamilton had recently acquired a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Carl's military training had made him a very punctual man. Being late to his meeting with Hamilton was out of the question. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another. So far, only the industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target would become the man himself.
Wow.
Carl needed to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care.
Fun fact, I heard that if you get knocked out in any circumstances, and if you're out for more than like a few seconds, that's probably an indication of brain damage. Lay chain? Okay.
The driver had taken off. It was still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance. Carl needed help. It was a small, locked box engraved with the letters W.H. Carl thought about taking it. Nothing was to be left to chance. Such heart-wrenching Nordic poetry that was. But Carl didn't care much about flowery language.
Oh, defend purity against the winds, the tides against ice and blizzard.
This deep in the country, his last hope was to find an abandoned garage or a farm by the roadside. His life depended on it.
Probably should turn off the car, but... Okay.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore. Even better than he had hoped. Carl Faubert had succeeded once more, and was now on his way to new adventures.
For a few hours, this blizzard came in very suddenly.
Cold turned into pain. Carl needed to find someplace warm.
Okay, so I need to warm up.
A fire is as good as the materials used to create it.
Oh, shit. Where would he keep firewood, I wonder? I don't know. Oh! Duh!
Carl, like many of his contemporaries,
Oh,
felt
shit,
like
this
he
is
had more trouble breathing when he wasn't smoking. Cigarette was his own personal breathing assistant.
Alright. I don't know if I can
Complaining was not in Carl's nature. It would take more than light injuries to interrupt his investigation.
S the heck. I don't know where I'm supposed to get something to heal my wounds. And it sure isn't cigarettes that heals them. Yeah, there's nothing up here. Did I miss anything inside the cabin? Oh, I could have started a fire inside. So, how do I heal? Oh, we gotta save. Maybe I have to go back to that other car. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. Maybe in the trunks. Aha! Aha!
Spread out on a few acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes. The Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry. The truck was running on fumes. Good thing that the general store was close by.
Uh-oh. Okay. Are you not turning off the truck to fuel up?
The pumps wouldn't surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store. Something fell to the bottom of the box.
Oh.
Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer. He had been killed. There was no need to be a detective to figure that out. But only a detective could have noticed that the killer had to have been very close, that the fatal blow had been given before the victim even realized.
Okay, this is a cool mechanic.
What could be inside that envelope? Carl was taken aback. He knew this address. It was said to be the address of the P.O. box for the Canadian Secret Service. Carl felt a chill down his spine and had a terrifying realization. If Hamilton was dead, then who was going to pay him?
This place is a mess. Mysterious unbranded cans. That's...
An explosion suddenly occurred outside.
Any weapons? Secretary wouldn't be luxury in here. Ah, just one of these. General store also serves as a post office.
Maintaining his composure, Carl recalled something from his military training. Wolves always stay away from populated areas. Wait, was it about bears? Carl was used to strange phenomena, but a chunk of ice like this, as if an iceberg came out of the ground, that was a first. Prince? Carl found a surprise at every turn. Was the camera faulty, or was it a possible lead?
Locked.
The Polaroid, Carl's long-standing and faithful ally, had seen its share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away. A milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottles. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit.
Lots of firewood. That's a good sign for us to survive with. Alright, let's follow these tracks.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out.
What are those tracks now? I don't see them.
Carl wondered what the hell could that thing be. It looked like a man fossilized in ice.
What'd I do?
All of a sudden, Carl felt like he was pulled inside a world of dreams, a cold, unknown dimension. Somehow, self-control was slipping from his grasp. To all appearances, this was a hunting log. Better yet, a war diary.
The beast enjoys long slumbers. The sanctuary seems impregnable. Ice is everywhere. I need to exercise patience and wait for it to come out. To think like a hunter. The beast often invades the settlements bordering the lake. It terrorizes the white people. They never see it coming, but they feel its presence. A cold dread grabbing at your innards. The beast excites the wolves, makes them more aggressive. One attacked me. I had to cut its throat. The blade digging into its flesh made the sound of taut wire. The beast is getting closer to the villagers. It moves at night, bringing heavy snow and strong gusts of wind with it, along with it. I tracked it to no avail. I do not know the white man frozen in ice, but I do know this: it is the work of the beast. Its attacks curdle the blood of its victims. White men know nothing of this force of nature. I touched the ice imprisoning the white man. I saw things, but I do not understand them. It's as if past and present were one, or as if I was a spider, and with my 8 eyes I could see backward and forward simultaneously. This beast, this creature, is not of this world. I must find the beast again, and if necessary, eliminate it. What's this?
What What could these engraved numbers mean?
739.
A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl.
Truck. Giles' wallet.
Carl had that feeling you get when you immerse your frozen hands in hot water. What happened? Now at least he knew who the unfortunate man petrified in ice was. Gilles Lachance, the general store's manager himself. That had to be the worst parking job ever. Who was Carl to judge, though? It may be customary to park like that around these parts. Or not.
Looks like he crashed into the tree. Man, this game is kind of making me want to play The Long Dark. I just don't know if the audio will be fucked like it was previously. Hey, Richie, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? What the No wolf could have done that?
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
I want my camera, please. I don't have a limit on how many... I have a limit on how many photos I can take. I think. Let's check. 4 out of 20. Three out of 20. Okay. It seems it's a part of a game mechanic then. Can I take it? Would be useful. Alright, we better get back. You're doing good. That's good to hear. So now we gotta try and see about getting power booted back up. Let it be known you're nothing more than a
Heat was
brigand.
in the air. Seems like some villagers barely tolerated each other.
You're nothing more than a brigand, a robber, a garbage hoarder, a viper, a lech, a monster. You're holding a knife at my throat. Too bad for me, but...
The cold was burning Carl. He would not hold up much longer. He had to warm himself.
Is this warm enough? I don't think so.
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time.
Alright, I'm still freezing to death, so... To open the cash register, punch the price, 2 numbers minimum, press sale, turn the crank, punch the machine if it doesn't work. We need to go outside and warm up at a fireplace. Oh!
Carl was
Okay.
no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw one.
Now let's warm up. Pardon me. So, we'll need duct tape and pliers. Not duct tape, but electrical wire tape, but close enough. So the key is probably in the cash register. Oh! There's that. Customer credit.
According to that log, it seemed like the whole village owed some money to the general store. Carl was far more interested in the bunch of nearby addresses he had just gotten his hands on, though.
Huh. Okay. Garage key. Now, inventory. Not that. Where's my journal? This necklace, yeah. 739. I don't think... So, punch the price, 2 numbers, press sale, turn the crank. Which, okay. Heh, post key.
A radiator without power is as good as a wood stove without logs.
A
The
gun!
murder weapon. What was that doing there, Carl wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key. Shame he got unlucky. Everything made sense now. Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock everything up and send the key to his correspondent, who would receive the box later on. Clever, but not enough. That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy.
It is as a citizen of Her Majesty and the free economic chambers of the world that I must address what follows to the proper authorities. The worst is happening at this very moment. I cannot write at length, but I am requesting immediate help from my country. I believe the free world is in danger. A member of my community, the Honorable... Cleanest spot in the area. I need wool. There we go. You know, we should probably follow those tracks as well. Ah! Duh, you have to turn on the generator! Alright, I think I flipped the light switch at some point, so... There we go.
Carl knew that Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see.
You know what, Hamilton? I have a frog in my throat. And when people have a frog in their throat, they do not take risks by going to work. Customers will catch it, right? I'm a wise man. Not to worry. I will have a nice doctor's note, which I'm going to out to get right now. Sadly, in the meantime, I'll have to close down the shop unless you would like me to come fill in for me. I wouldn't dare advise you after all. You must know how it's done since it's yours now. With kind regards, your dedicated manager, Giles.
The snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone.
Now, before we continue on, we need to check back this path where the wolves ran off to. 3 rounds. The woodlots. Now, campsite couldn't have been abandoned that long ago. There's like no snow on it. Now there's something over there. Are these tracks gonna veer east to them? No. At least I'm assuming this is east. Okay. Let's continue following these tracks, see where they go. Hello, wolves. You having a good dinner there? Mind if I join ya? Hey? Stay back. Hey! Why? My revolver isn't working. I have 3 rounds. Oh. I don't know what's going on. My revolver is just not working. It'd fire and then refuse to fire. Oh, hi! Hi, Mark! Oh, hi, Mark! Look at that thing. Oh, shh. Okay, I have the revolver then. This isn't that far back. Jen's running.
Carl knew that Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see.
Alright, let's take a look around town. There's 2 houses back the way we came from, so let's take a look for them.
Carl knew straight away where to find the infuriated Gilles Lachance. Any good investigation would have to start there.
Actually, nah, let's follow the story for now. This game feels more open. So, shouldn't lock us out of doing stuff, I imagine. No. I refuse. I had actually beaten God of War 1. And, yeah. I beat it on stream. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But definitely wasn't the easy mode, that's for sure. Oh, I can't even look at my notes while in the vehicle. Aw. Not the modern one. I mean, I did play the modern one on stream and beat it. That one was a really good game. Need to find Giles. So... this has the addresses. He's not here. Well... let's try down... the woodlots. Oh yeah, we can start stuffing things into the back of our truck. There we go. What do you mean Metallic Bull is the first real boss?
He was a
It
typical
was the
chef,
fucking Hydra!
just like the ones you hear about in Quebecois legends. Local lumberjacks used it to rest and twice a day heat up their pea soup.
I need to use the bathroom, so I'll be back in a minute. As a kid, I was actually stuck on the Hydra boss, and I could beat every other boss in the game, but I could not beat the fucking Hydra for some reason. In God of War 1. Like, I don't know why.
Who quits a game one step away from victory?
Anything out back? What? There's a mission for that? That's a thing? What? I never did it because I never knew it existed. I thought it was just scripted that you couldn't. Well, that's not gonna make me go back to the game after all this time. I am not playing it again. Yeah, I know about that part, but I thought you couldn't save them. I thought it was scripted for them to die. Like... Huh? No, I beat the game. You're... I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's been years.
This cabin doesn't look like a bunkhouse, especially with the missing stove and chimney. Carl was intrigued at the secrets possibly hidden here.
A key is required. I had played through God of War 2, but I got stuck on a mini boss enemy. Those little three-headed fucking dogs. And it caused me to rage quit and never touch the game again. Like, I never touched it again. I just wasn't having it.
Someone had been playing with a crossbow here. A very dangerous game. A bolt could hit someone's tire or their eye. It could even kill someone if the aim was right.
Why is it burning hot? Dr. Freeman.
Without a single window to brighten things up, the inside of the cabin was almost pitch black. Beware of close encounters of knee and furniture. Solitaire, a card game only hermits can truly enjoy. Carl felt depressed at the thought of playing this.
I don't know, Vert. Nothing. Oh, duct tape. Not sure how long this food is gonna last when it's kept out like this, man. Look, the jars ain't even closed, man. What are you doing? Close the fucking jars. I love how you usually yell at me, Vert, about modding games. And here you are trying to get me to add more mods. Also, speaking of modding, I have discovered a companion mod, right? And I severely regret not using the companion at the start of the game. There's this companion called Remiel. A Dwemer specialist. And this is Skyrim, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. Did I even mention that? And yeah, like, actually voiced well, is not fucking cringe so far, and has a lot of mod interactions, and I've just been playing up to level fucking 55 without her. Instead, I've been using the cringe-ass Serana. The next time I mod, I'm gonna remove the Serana dialogue overhaul mod. I don't like it anymore. It is fucking cringe. Alright, I'm gonna turn this around, and we're gonna go double back. Yeah, it is like Far Cry 2 driving.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out.
Let's check out what's over here now. Another one.
The crossbow bolts had the same origin. Carl was sure of it. Who was it? And more importantly, what was being hunted like this?
I'm almost out of Polaroids. I think at least. Yep, one left. Hello, Gordon! Ah, the Freeman. Log. Yeah.
The air was freezing, right down to the bone.
Wow. Pardon my intrusion, but I don't think you care much at this point. Alright, let's...
Looks like the holes in that puzzle are there to stay. The otherworldly ice had struck again. The woman's hopes and dreams were frozen in eternity. Something was hidden under the stairs.
Those flashbangs ain't nearly half as bad as, Amnesia's flashbangs.
The man grabbed his rifle. Carl felt a sense of dread in him.
Bertrand LaChance. That's not Giles LaChance.
Perhaps their spousal relationship had been cooling down lately.
So that guy is the one we found frozen elsewhere. I'm guessing.
It seemed like secrecy was commonplace in this house. The vision's veil was lifted, and he was back to reality.
September.
A reality in which Giselle, Gilles' loving spouse, was motionless, frozen in ice.
Okay, oh, wait, this is... Oh. Mother once told me when I first met Giles, whatever the fuck, that I hadn't picked up the brightest bulb of the lot. And as the years fly by, I'm seeing the truth of her words. Always trust your mother's wisdom. That blackmailing scheme is a prime example of Giles' brightness. He's like a small dog. He thinks he's bigger than he actually is. He growls genuinely thinking he's scary. But everyone knows he can be pushed aside with just a little kick. He truly believes he can blackmail Hamilton, the big boss himself. It's going to be a long time in hell before my poor Giles can manage to pull off such a feat. After all, Hamilton's a rich, learned, and influential man. Not only is that blackmailing idea bad to begin with, but let's be honest. Giles is way out of his league, but Giles doesn't even know how he's actually going to carry this out. I don't even think he ever would. He's just throwing around random threats out loud in the kitchen. He says he'll do it eventually, but I know better. Successful blackmailing requires masterful cunning, and Giles is is master of nothing. He is a slave, and forever will be. I often look at that safe he keeps hidden in the fake wall, in which he stores all these incriminating documents he intends to use. And I just can't come to grips with the sheer ridiculousness of the whole thing. It is true that Hamilton would still have to figure out the combination of the safe where everything is hidden. Only problem is Giles himself tends to forget the combination. He has a trick to help him remember. His father's first initial, followed by 3 numbers, I had to engrave behind his pendant. Who could possibly have a hard time remembering 3 simple numbers but my Giles? October. Giles has trouble sleeping. He will flail his arms and legs in his sleep. I told him this blackmail business would be hard on him. But that's the problem with idiots. They always think they're the smartest person around. No matter how hard you try to shake them, Hamilton will find out, and we're done for. We'll have to move to Val d'Or and live with the small fry. I'm shaking as I'm writing this. I cannot believe I have taken part in this tragedy. I haven't done anything. Why do I feel guilty? Poor girl. She was so young. What? Did Giles murder someone? A girl? Camera! Yeah. Fun fact, my grandfather likes to... Oh! Yeah! My grandfather keeps water bottles, like just plastic former pop bottles, in the car filled with water, and there'll be chunks of ice in the morning. Not actual pop in it. They're empty bottles. But yes, we call it pop here. Most people in this part of Nova Scotia calls it pop. I don't know if people in Cape Breton does, though. I reckon they do.
Ah, moving. What a pleasant activity. Of course, you'll find the record player only to find the records weeks later in some random box. Carl had seen that kind of safe before. With its double-layered security system blending letters and numbers, its code couldn't be broken by the common burglar.
Hmm. Let's see. Oh, yeah, perfect. Wait, his last name L, but it only has... That L isn't there. So I guess I have to do G then? It only goes to J. And then... Let's see. No. 739. Damn it. So, we got I guess I'm gonna try it. 739. I guess we could try Bertrand. Okay. Compromising file. William Hamilton is a crook. He has been blackmailing everyone in the village, myself included, like the infamous Serafin Poudre. In this document is proof of every bribe paid by Hamilton to the federal authorities in regards to the acquisition of this damn mine. The fact that he used his henchmen to instill terror within the village will not sway the tribunals down in Montreal, but the fact that he has been bribing government officials surely will. I can already picture it making the front page. The English are all the same. We will prevail. Written with different ink. Hamilton is not only a crook, but a murderer. I do not believe in his remorse. I firmly believe he will pay for his crime. I do not believe in native magic, but I do believe in their vengeance. Okay.
It felt like old people were all these walls could see for years. The Lachances could hardly be blamed for wanting to freshen things up a bit. What a mess! Clearly, there was some major revamping work underway here. The place looked barely habitable.
Repainting in the winter. That's a choice and a half.
The cross looked after a marriage's well-being and served as a motivator to uphold the priest's sermons calling for more little worshippers on one hand and cautioning against guilty pleasures on the other. Indeed, the Lachances were still part of the God-fearing generation. Beautiful portrait of Gilles and Giselle, bound together by the chains of conventional love.
Harlequin novels.
A nice white coating would restore the room to its charm of olden days.
Looks like they didn't like the looks of this place.
Many boxes scattered about. Carl didn't need to summon his detective training to quickly figure that the Lachances had just moved in.
Oh, more film! Let's go!
Many boxes scattered about. Carl didn't need to summon his detective training to quickly figure that the Lachauses had just moved in. A nice white coating would restore the room to its charm
we're
of
done
olden
here.
days. It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
So, these prints, I'm guessing they're gonna be very important. Oh my god, we're right here! Oh! So I could have gotten to there very easily. Okay. Alright, so we have two places to visit on the left side of the road. I don't know if we can warm up in the car. Real life you would be able to, but I don't know. I don't think you can in the game. There also doesn't seem to be fireplaces here, so... Well, I hope we can warm up. Just use the flaming bolt. I'm sure the Freeman would not mind. Hold on, we need to check that fucking mailbox. I bet there's something in it. You always check the mailbox. Interesting.
The cold was burning Carl. He would not hold up much longer. He had to warm himself.
Have you thought about warming up in a truck? No? I see. It should work, but I guess not. Bedard's house. Fireplace. Fireplace.
Carl was no burglar. He didn't need to resort to petty techniques such as window breaking to find his way in. A good detective simply looks for keys where gullible souls hide them. The house smelled like incense, the kind that reminds you of the good Lord, of peace.
Oh, yes, good. We're requisitioning food.
The snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone.
Attach wire, eh?
Who knew that giraffes thrived in the North Pole? The craze for toys was stupefying.
Bro, that's like the first toy we've seen. How could you claim that's a craze?
The family's mother must have spent her days washing the filth off her kids' diapers. The empty cradle sent an eerie feeling down Carl's spine, as if minutes ago someone just grabbed the baby and made a run for it. Carl wasn't desperate enough to invade a village woman's privacy.
Oh, sure you are.
Dream catchers originated from First Nations legends. They were used to trap nightmares.
Oh, so you're willing to look at...
Jean-Luc Bédard had without a doubt been the closest man in the village to William Hamilton, otherwise known as Uncle Willie.
So you're willing to search through a kid's journal, I'm guessing? But not the diary of a woman? Bruh. I have a diary just like Mom. Unlike her, though, I don't wear a long face when writing. But I do love to write my thoughts. And about Martin, most of all. I love talking about him. I think he loves me. Just like in Romeo and Juliet. People don't like it when I see him. Only because he's a Bligh. Just like in the story, nothing can stand in the way of true love. I lost appetite. I can't sleep anymore. Every waking hour, intense shivers run through my body. Dad's making me see Dr. Beaupré. With his big hands touching me everywhere, his foul breath exhaling all over my face. Yuck, I'm not sick, I'm in love. I love Martin so much. There's nothing I like better than thinking about us playing together. Like we always do. I wonder if he found the key I lost the other day. It was pretty sad when I did, because it's for his dad's garden shed, and Martin has always been afraid of him. I think Martin's dad is a bit like Dad's god. The key fell in a burrow next to the shed. Poor Martin, he cried like a baby, but I still love him. Mom often cries when she feels lonely. I think there's no reason for her to cry. Mom can be stupid sometimes. Dad works a lot, because that wealthy Englishman man buying everything, that's what notaries do. They make sure that people get what they're paying for. Basically, it's complicated, but that's how Dad explained it to me. The rich guy doesn't look half as bad as Martin told me he was. When I saw him this morning at Dad's office, he told me, "Call me Uncle Willie." Oh, my goodness. Whew. Pardon me. I found that pretty funny. Plus, he gave me candy. Okay, it was kind of cold and dry, but it's still candy. I think Dad gets along well with Uncle Willie, because when he's with him, he laughs the same way he does with Father Label. I had to gobble up Dr. Beaupreau's horrible medicine, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have made it to Christmas, or so he said. I haven't seen Martin in weeks, nor did I go to school for that matter. Dad had been praying beside my bed every morning for a while now, and at bedtime too. Today he went hunting with Uncle Willie, and he told me to ask God to bless him in his prayers. Poland, Lithuania. Munt? What do you mean by munt? You're not trying to say cunt, are you? Because you use a C. Not an invert. I think this has to do with the medicine that only the richest of rich can afford. Dad told me he'll be praying for Uncle Willie until the day he dies, and that I should do the same. God, Father Label, and now Uncle Willie. I wonder when Dad finds the time to pray for Santa Claus. How can Mom be so stupid? And she's getting fat too. She cries like a newborn puppy all the time. It's so annoying. I came across Martin today. He seemed pretty thin, and maybe kind of dirty. He doesn't look as neat and as presentable as Uncle Willie, that's for sure. Munta? It's good that we got a chance to warm up. How did they draw the sun?
Religion was very influential throughout Quebec many years ago. Indeed, it was surprising that Carl did not come across a single chapel since arriving here.
Now, is this locked up with a key or... Nope. So this isn't the shed. Garden shed dead. Vert, you're making me want to start binging some historical Total War games.
A true Catholic always strives to keep lowly temptations at bay. Obviously, Carl thought, someone in this house wasn't doing a good job at upholding the Holy Bible's teachings. A peculiar key indeed, too small to fit in a door lock. What sort of miniature object was it meant for?
I am through my EU4 binging, single player binging season, so that's going to be put back on the shelf for about a year or two.
Carl smiled at the sight of the nicely protected garden. Hopefully, the Bedards had managed to dig every last potato out before the sudden snowfall.
I tried to play some Warhammer 3 earlier today, and holy fuck, something about it just does not sit right with me. I don't know what it is. The game just does not feel right to me. I mean, I am missing the 200 DLCs. I don't know how they can actually justify... Hold on. If you thought Paradox was bad... If you thought they were bad... How the fuck can these guys justify a single fucking lord for $11? A single faction. In a culture that you also have other factions you can play as. 3 new mechanics, some lords. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, Fert. This was one of the expansions, recent ones. T'Challa. I think that's her. Fucking snake lady. You get this mechanic, which seems to be just like a different form of settlement system. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Decadence, which just seems to be like a meter that gives you some buffs. Maybe debuffs as well, I don't know. And then just... yeah, you get bonuses. How can you justify 11 fucking bucks for this? You got a legendary lord, a legendary hero, heroes, and... Like, how the fuck can you justify 11 bucks? At least with Paradox, you're getting government reforms specific to those nations. You're getting a huge mission tree for multiple nations. Like, you're getting a bunch of flavor events and whatnot. Like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck do they expect people to pay for this? Let's take a look at the full price of everything. It's been 3 years. And mind you, Vert, there is more than $300 worth of DLC. Because I'm pretty sure if you want to play the Immortal Empires campaign pack, you need the previous 2 games. And if you want to play those lords from the previous 2 games, you need to buy them in the previous games. So if you want to play with some special lord from Warhammer 1, you have to buy that lord in Warhammer 1, have Warhammer 1, play it on this. Yeah. I'm gonna stick to my fucking... I'm gonna stick to my historical Total Wars. Thank you very much. That's so fucking awful, man. What the fuck are they thinking? I do have it. I never denied having it. I just don't like the gameplay vert. I just don't. It just doesn't vibe with me. Yeah, I only have Shogun 2. It's alright. I don't really like it, though. But yeah. I will be sticking to my Attila, Mid 2, Rome 2. Thank you very much. Oh, whoops. Although Attila is trash. But it's somewhat enjoyable trash. So long as you're not playing with the Medieval Kingdoms mod, which causes the AI to just completely break and only go for naval invasions. Letter for Wilfred. Dear Mr. Roy, I'm writing this because I feel guilty. The other day, Martin and I were taking a stroll not far from your house, and when we saw that the door to your shed was open, I wanted us to mind our own business, but Martin likes living on the edge. He took a few shiny things, including some bullets. Now my dad always told me never to play with those things, so I immediately put them back, but Martin hid the other things, I confess, Mr. Roy. I have so many regrets, but you mustn't call the police, so you won't call them, will you? My father would be so angry. I'll bring back all of your things, I promise. Marie Bedard. fled. It was getting too dangerous. More people live in North Manistan. It will be safer there. Jean Roy.
It was a classic Canadian house, except for the absent horde of kids that would normally be swarming about.
Okay. Assassinating a young girl or no? What the fuck? Was he plotting to murder someone? The neighbor's little girl, maybe? Man, I got the real urge to play The Long Dark because I'm playing this game. Oh, birchwood. Huh. That one's a spruce, I think. The last one.
The photograph was snapped not too far from here, Carl noticed. The couple seemed to be very good friends.
The only thing is, will we still have that audio issue that we had when we tried to play it before? Beatrice's hand in marriage, he would have more than enough time to kill her later. He fantasizes about killing his wife and then never does because of his children. What the fuck? Dude needs some mental health. Adopted. Played piano, graceful manner. By dreadful pain she couldn't explain. That couldn't get enough, coming back every night to learn every single thing of what... Every night he reflected on what the death of Beatrice would mean in terms of loss to humanity's common heritage. Be it the sound of her sobbing or of her piano melodies. The compulsive tapping of her long index finger on her temple when she harbored dark thoughts. She'll be dead by the end of the month, he promised himself. What the fuck? Oh! Some 5.303 ammo. Konopoly. You win if you pass go. Kona-opoly. Ah, the devs had fun with that one. It was around this time Mathanu met Beatrice, of mediocre beauty at first. Very image of innocence. That happened to be precisely the kind of victim Matthew was picturing in his mind. One night as he was contemplating I'll kill her, his dreams were later filled with images of the imminent crime. He had come up with a simple enough plan. One fine evening he would visit her place to become familiar with the area's intricacies and feel closer to the impending murder, to slowly dig into Beatrice's thoughts, desires, dreams, and abilities. This way he would be able to get a concrete sense of what his sinister deed would be stripping away from the very fabric of life. The whole thing would take 2 days, a week at most. And then he fell in love. I think there's actually an anime about like a murderer falling in love with someone who was supposed to be his target. Was it like Heart's Desire or something like that? I heard it was really good. Oh, wolf tracks. I don't know if I want to follow them. I guess we can. Shit. Hey, boys! Here!
But a steak alone cannot subdue a starving stomach. An appetite comes with eating.
They just looked at it. They didn't even take the steak. Oh, it works for me. No!
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Beer! Driving in my truck right after a beer. A flare? Interesting. A magnet?
An axe, not too shabby. Carl felt he needed to protect himself.
Hey, Level Stan, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Let's head back, because I don't really have a means to fight more wolves. Nice. Oh shit! Oh! Pull out the map. Thank you.
Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out.
We can go left here. Something just feels so nice and cozy about this cold winter atmosphere. Now, what's down here? Truck won't go any further. A pier? Broken. Okay. Oh. So, guys, do you want to check if the Long Dark is gonna work? If the audio is gonna be fine for that game? Because I really want to play it, man. I really fucking do. Now let's go back for those beer bottles. Since, you know, driving in my car right after a beer. We can't do 1970s driving without a nice old beer. Like, isn't that logical? No, there seems to be a little bit of a path, so let's follow it. I heard some crows. But they're far away. another pier.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Well, this seems to have been a waste of time. Let's head back to the truck. What's this notification? Alright. Let's get a move on. Oh, I don't like this bridge. I don't like that at all. I would not trust driving over that bridge. I'm gonna be real with you, chat. Would you? Dr. Birprez Clinic. This seems more like a little cottage than a clinic. Ooh.
In spite of Dr. Beaupre's goodwill, the place didn't look much like a physician's office. It could easily be mistaken for a sewing shop.
Yeah.
There should be a law forbidding doctors from falling sick.
Medical emergency in town. The doctor there is sick. I'll be back soon. If he dies, I won't be returning. I'll have to replace him. Bro, what? Firewood. We need some firewood. There's some firewood. Time for another icy bottle of water.
Carl got the trembles as he imagined the excruciating pain that kind of scalpel could no doubt inflict. Within these miserable walls, patients probably felt more like in a slaughterhouse than in a doctor's office.
I mean, not really.
For the one-eyed, or for other vision problems, the eye patch was the way to go.
Store in a cool, dry place with a constant temperature, they said. Earth doesn't look this big. The doctor is apparently fascinated by history.
Someone had lost a few liters of blood here. Carl's first thought had been a lumber accident, someone's hand cut by a saw, or a hunting accident. In any case, whoever had lost all this blood couldn't have gone far. Perhaps they were already dead.
Unknown woman. I never did catch her name. The men called her Laura. She had a neck wound. There was so much blood, the bullet had done a lot of damage, probably hitting the cerebellum. It was hopeless. She had a cardiac arrest. The men had found her like this. They said, I doubt it, but in a small town like this, it's usually best to turn a blind eye. I've been told to step back from sending out the death certificate. The whole thing sickens me. No medical explanation whatsoever can explain why old Rosary is still alive. As we in the trade say, the only way to cure him is to kill him. What? All her symptoms point to the same root cause. She's pregnant. She refuses it. She denies it. I'm willing to bet her husband is not the father. Let's just hope it's not Everett. Well, Everett Lockhart, though. Or she would have had an illegitimate child and a syphilis on her hands. Uh-oh.
There was no doubt that the doctor and Hamilton knew each other very well.
Haughty, can't be cured. Chronic foot pain, can't walk long distances. Rich, I'll cure him of that one day. That's one way to think about it.
Doctors used light reflecting frontal mirrors to look inside the patient's cavities. That was a bit unsettling. But back then, it was pretty much always the case with medicine. The good doctor, flanked by his beautiful spouse. Pure happiness, captured on cardstock. Carl recognized this woman's soulful eyes. Was it Dr. Beaupre who had hit him head-on at the village border?
Interesting. No, I think I need a magnet for that, so let's go grab it quickly.
Great care had to be taken searching this place full of oddities. Everything was important. The decor itself told a story.
Oh, pardon me. You know, fun fact, guys, I've never actually seen one of those traditional looking magnets, you know, the U-shaped magnets. I've never seen one in that shape before. Oh. Huh. Please use the other door. No more firewood, it looks like. That's not a good sign. Interesting. Now, does the good doctor have some steak I can take? Does he not even have a fucking fridge?
A chamber pot. Fortunately for Carl, inspecting it wouldn't further this particular investigation. Carl Carl got the trembles as he imagined the excruciating pain that kind of scalpel could no doubt inflict.
Alright, we're done here.
Within these miserable walls, patients probably felt more like in a slaughterhouse than in a doctor's office.
So how's everyone finding this game so far? Seems like a neat little, what type of genre would you call this game? Not a murder mystery. I guess just like an adventure mystery game? I guess? Rosary's house. Whoa!
Oh, mon bonhomme. Je m'attendais pas à ce qu'un étrange
Weren't expecting a stranger to show up here. Let me tell you, I ain't taking chances since that thing's been creeping around. Got my shot. Wow, I can't keep up with trying to say that all.
Si tu veux du linge chaud, parce que t'es habillé comme un gars de la ville, je dirais pas non à une bonne bouteille de caribou. Puis tu pigeras ce que tu voudras parmi mes guenilles.
So he wants a bottle of caribou. Is this caribou the beer stuff that I've been gathering?
Tu m'amènes un bon galon de caribou et on devient amis. Sinon, mon petit gars, tu sors avant que je te sorte.
We don't have it, so I guess we're leaving because I...
Amène un bon galon de caribou et on devient
Alright. It's surprising to see someone alive. That pretty well surprised me.
There was so much in this cabin to enrich body and mind. Carl couldn't leave empty-handed.
Dude, someone lives there. And he has a shotgun. And I'm not quite inclined to try my luck with a dude with a shotgun. If I had a nickel for every time for a game set in northern Canada where you enter a home and get shot at by an inhabitant, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot. But it's just strange that it happened twice. I should probably just turn this thing around and just stop like a normal person. Alright. The hell is this? A cave? Oh, fuck! Oh.
The cold seemed to be more brutal here than anywhere else. It seeped into bones and into every breath to get to the heart until it stopped. Carl needed to be dressed in warm clothes to survive.
Okay.
It was so cold, already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
House of the Patriot. What the fuck is that flag? I've never seen that kind of flag before. Also, that truck is rusted to hell.
The place looked more like a pigsty than a house. A heavy stench of curdled milk, cheap alcohol, and boiled cauliflower filled the air. Rock music invaded the minds of men even in the remotest of places. The man didn't own a turntable, though, so there's that going for him. Back then, in Africa and elsewhere, people were ready to take up arms to stand against the yoke of English imperialism. In Montreal, mailboxes were blown up, abductions were carried out, and violent manifestos were distributed to media outlets. But around here, in the great northernmost, all a man could do is curse out loud against a faraway evil and pray for the revolution to arise. That man, by any reckoning, was from that very stock.
Quebec liberation will happen by force or not at all. We will prevail. Yeah, sure. sure, buddy. Jeez. Gun rack?
You had to be out of your mind to cook up white whiskey at home. The all-surrounding stench of alcohol alone was probably enough to gas a man to death.
Okay, so I make
Carl
caribou
knew right
then.
away that the owner of this place wasn't a copper collector. No, this was a junkman's base of operations. The guy definitely seemed like quite the expert in scavenging scrap metal, with or without permission, surely. In the right hands, red metal could sell like hotcakes. The rag reeked of fermented vomit. Carl wondered how one could bear to live in such gross and horrid conditions. Carl now knew how to quench the drunkard's thirst.
White whiskey, too much isn't a quantifier for that. Sherry wine for added mellowness. White wine, sherry wine. Is that really caribou? Gin fizz. Oh, Long Island iced tea.
Régin Blouin. Seems like that pig had a name after all.
Alright. So we need to come back here at a later date. That's for sure. Looks like the tracks go that way, so it probably heads over to that cave. Oh. Aha! Cigarettes! Lovely!
With a homemade shooting range such as this, it wasn't hard to imagine a stray bullet ending its course inside the flesh of an unsuspecting passerby. Granted, Carl thought, there wasn't much in the way of passersby around here.
So that woman they found in the woods that had the shot on the neck was likely this guy then. Another hatchet. Lovely. Alright, let's go back to the truck and drive around to the next house. Oh, by the way, guys, I have no idea how long this game is. I'm hoping maybe 2 or 3 streams long. But I don't know.
If Carl had at any point wished to get his hands on some caribou, he couldn't have wished for better than a distillery like this one. The loot goblin strikes again. Oh, more stuff. Alright, let's get a move on. Oh, pardon me. Cul-de-sac? Who the hell puts a cul-de-sac here?
Now, before you guys yell at me, I do see that, but we're gonna investigate this place first. Partly because I need to warm up. So I better... I'm probably gonna find some firewood in here. Lemtha's garage.
What good was a motorless car? The mechanic sure had an odd way to go about repairing things.
Snowmobile? Ski? Oh, fascinating.
Well, this truck's not going anywhere. Where were the amputated parts? Carl grinned as he pictured a Frankenstein-esque car lying around somewhere made of parts from a dozen different vehicles.
Je ne serai plus votre chien. Hamilton, I won't be your dog anymore.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore. Nice carillon. They say it's supposed to soothe the soul. But with this powerful gale that seemingly never sleeps, it was far more likely to get on anyone's nerves. Perhaps someone was expecting an important call. In any case, that person's in for a long wait. Carl already noticed that telephone services weren't provided in this area.
Now, are you gonna...
The milk was sorted by color, from the whitest to the greenest.
Oh,
or
that's...
in other words, from the freshest to the sourest.
That's milk? Ugh.
The man has a passion for intergalactic things. Back then, people were obviously scared
Oh.
of the Russian atomic bomb, but an invasion by extraterrestrials was a legit fear as well. Seems like the mechanic had made his choice.
Huh.
Carl deducted this was a map of the area. Were those pins pointing to places of interest? Weird stuff. Kind of a crossing between a colander and a hairdryer. What was it for? To play telepath? To protect against nuclear waves?
Parts manual. Suspension. The suspension has way too many parts. Taking a puzzle apart is easy, but putting it back together is another story. I patched everything up, but the tracks, I left them close by. Ski. Don't drink and work. I miss way. Don't drink and work. Don't drink and work. Don't drink and work. Don't drink and work. I'm misplacing parts of the machine. Regine came to help me and work on the machine yesterday afternoon. For the most part, he helped me chug my bottles down to the last drop. I think we tried to ski or something. Bad idea. I still haven't found that one ski we lost in the process. There was more that I didn't fucking view. Whoops. Oh, Jesus Christ. Body, that would make a nice beach chair pad. I just need to get all the parts to reassemble it. Electrical, the lamp. This lamp is pretty well made, suitable for use even in the harshest of winters. I think I'll place it on top of the secret prototype in my garage. In the garage, space has got to be pitch black and damn cold after all. Steering, I'll have to hurry up and fix the machine if I'll travel around the powder snow all winter. Alright, I've managed to untangle and replace the brakes cable. Dead on time for October. Now, how about a nice light blanket of early snow to let the fun begin? Notes. December 1969 stunts. They're a blast when you're 12 and you go ahead and break your brother's old bicycle, I suppose. Well, I managed to damage my beautiful brand new snowmobile after 2 days of acrobatics. Fixing it up will take a while. I'm thinking a year at the very least, damn it. March 1970, I need to get my hands on that yellow suit, including that helmet. The helmet that goes with it. Just like in the ad, I'll order them from the bay. That's referring to the Hudson Bay, by the way. The Hudson Bay Company. September 1970. I think I'm done. All that's left is install the parts, get the spark plug I ordered back in August that I still haven't received. Find a snowmobile's ignition key. I think it's on the bunch of keys, which should be on the generator powering my top secret workshop down south, in which I'm working on my equally top secret machine. Anyways, gotta find that key. Now that I've siphoned off the snowmobile's gas to feed my truck, I'll have to refuel it if I'm to wander in the snowbanks at some point.
These scribblings were undoubtedly the mark of a tormented mind. Something wasn't right in the poor mechanic's head.
Rock collector. Police letter, Dr. Lamathe. Following
Roswell. At Hamipek, same story. Large deserts conducive to extravagant follies.
Following up on your complaint, I'm afraid that the police cannot support your claim alleging the sudden appearance of a man who came from outer space on your village's territory. Manifestly, what happened at Roswell in New Mexico left a deep impression on you, and we would urge you to consult with a physician as soon as possible. Regarding future potential complaints, let it be known that the Judicial District of Abiti does not believe in little green men. Regards, Pierre Vagin, Clerk, Surete du Quebec. Jeez.
By following the plan, Carl was led to believe that the snowmobile's parts had to be scattered about in the vicinity.
So I need pliers.
Another worrisome victim of this ice, this one seemingly petrified in action. The poor man, before being frozen solid, seemed to have been defending the entrance to his cabin. But from what?
Well then. Am I supposed to interact with something now? Not the radio. don't know. Oh!
Something very important must have been in there for the man to take such time and effort to hide it. But Carl didn't know how to reach it. The very first steps of man on the moon were made more than a year ago. The event had surely captivated the mechanic's mind for him to still keep this around.
Probably the wind chimes getting to him. To move his bed in here. We got the pliers.
The week of October 5th, thought Carl. That was this week. The plug should have been here by now.
I'm expecting a nice spark plug around the week of October 5th. It's already paid for. So, if it's here already, where would it be? Oh. Green milk for little green men. Ugh.
Carl hadn't lived up to his good finder reputation. He still hadn't found any of the wealth contained in Lamotte's lands.
There should be something down this way, so... Just a single wolf. Let's see if the gun will work this time.
Carl never thought he would be dancing with the wolves.
I'm sorry, little one.
The blood and the shape of the hole in the ground left no room for doubt. Someone had been buried here. Someone whose life had been taken with blunt force. Where was the body now? Why had it been buried, only to be dug up later? Carl felt as though he was shrouded in fog.
So we need a crowbar to open that up.
It was so cold. Already Carl did not feel his toes anymore.
Ah, quit whining, you big baby. So we still need the bench and the spark plug. Oh, I used the seat here.
Carl hadn't lived up to his good finder reputation. He still hadn't found any of the wealth contained in Lamotte's lands.
Let's warm up now. So, what could be up there is the question. I don't know how I'm supposed to get at it.
The shape of this machine, almost straight out of Star Trek, was out of the ordinary to say the least. It felt like this thing could fly up into space at any moment.
No, it does not. I need a mysterious part. Probably the thing up here. Like, how am I supposed to get it? Bro loves his orange juice.
A bit of gas, a new spark plug, and the key, and this thing would run perfectly. All he needed to do now was to find all that.
Oh, I think I see. Maybe I'm supposed to jump over? Or I may build a bridge. Alright. Good thing I had this hammer.
Carl had no idea how to interpret a message like that. On the surface, it seemed like he had one half too many of this puzzle. Enough to know he shouldn't take this testimony as gospel. The entire thing, being some punishment for a murder committed by Hamilton, seemed like an outlandish theory. Carl was doubtful.
I saw something in the woods on the solemn day of October 6, 1970. No man should ever see. The aliens are here. They are roaming in our woods. They will invade us all here down to sunny Mexico. They are massive, twice as tall as a man. They are half man, half caribou, half wolf. What? half, and half. I'm sure the fact that I saw them means they broke their military code. They're after me. If you're reading this, it's too late. I have already been taken to the planet Elohim to be experimented upon in a lab. They are punishing me for not doing anything when I witnessed that murder yesterday, when I saw William Hamilton kill someone. Farewell. He seriously chucked a note up here? That was... I guess it's, since it's relating to murder, I guess it is pretty important and all, but like, bro, that note would not survive long in the snow like that. There's a hole in the ceiling. The snow would eventually fill that bucket
Carl
up.
still wasn't done with the mechanic's place.
Carl is done with the mechanic's place because we don't have the fucking parts. Oh, mailbox. Hold on. We still need a gas canister to fill up the the ski.
Sometimes, and especially around here, people are so possessive with their land, as a dog is with hydrants.
Dear Mr. Lemthe, here's the spark plug you ordered for your Olympic ski-doo. This model is very popular and has made it difficult to find a brand new part as quickly as usual. Thank you for choosing. Sincerely, Gaten Potvin. So now we just need a gas canister. I'll check one more time around the place. Surely a mechanic would have it, a gas can, right? Man, this much lumber in today's money would be quite a fucking lot. Alright, no gas can here. And we still need a special thing to repair that up with. A mystery part. Pardon me. Ooh. You should play My Summer Car. Hey Matt, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? And permadeath life survival simulator? What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm tired. Oh, nice. That's not so nice, but anyway. Seems interesting. '90s Finnish summer. sauna bathing, permanent death. What the fuck? So wait, is this accurate with how car maintenance is? AI generated paintings inside the main house. Well, that's pretty minor in terms of AI generated content. Doesn't seem like the code is AI, so it should be fine. So we're at the woodlot? Actually, no, I don't think this is the woodlot. No, wait, no, it is. We got a thing for a treasure map. So it's up here, I believe.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
Shut up. Yeah, it's definitely up here. But yeah, Matt, welcome to some... Oh, pardon me, Kona. What this game is about is you're a private investigator heading up to a town in northern Quebec, and you get into an accident as soon as you arrive, a little car accident. And then a blizzard rolls in, and you find out the person who had employed you is murdered. Fun times. And that a bunch of people have been turned to ice around town. For some reason. There seems to be a monster lurking around. Quebec? The French one? Ah, hell nah! It's fine, it's fine. Because you see, these Frenchies are related to the goat known as Samuel de Champlain. So they're cool in my book. Come on, man, don't be like that. Little squirrel or a chipmunk. Oh, this must be the treasure. So go over there now. Okay. Oh my god! I could not control going down that hill. Now we're back here. Something out back is hidden. Far out back, near the ridge line. I think this is it. So... a trail up ahead that we could check out. I think I'm gonna need the snowmobile for that. I don't know how the snowmobile's gonna act. Because, like, am I just gonna have to leave my truck behind? I don't wanna do that. Can I put it in the back of my truck? I don't know. I'm gonna have to back out of this place. Hold on, does my camera naturally shift backwards? No, it does not. Okay. Looks like someone's home. Lie's house.
A wintry atmosphere surrounded the house. The soundlessness of the area suggested it was empty. When finding a boot, one wonders what became of the foot.
Oh. Oh, hey, there's one of the images from the game.
The key, which seemed to be meant for a padlock, bore an inscription reading Cloutier et Fils. A company name. Better keep an eye open. Businesses weren't exactly numerous around these parts. Money in a jar. What a shame. Carl would have loved cookies.
Ah, the 70s, where you put cigarettes in the pantry.
A pay stub for some undoubtedly harsh lumberjack work. Alexandre Blais felled trees and chopped woods for Cloutier et Fils.
$146 a month. Although that's when the dollar meant a shit ton more. Suspicious. My sweet Marie, please excuse my handwriting. I am in a hurry. I have to leave for North Manistan with Mom and Miss Roy. No, we didn't take a can of beans. We took a steak and 2 bottles of beer. Although, if this was me, I'd be emptying that fucking fridge. If this was fucking me. As they say, it's far too dangerous around here these days. I don't know what's going on because Mom won't tell me anything in an attempt to reassure me. But all I know is that she has the exact same expression on her face when I startle her. Dad and Mr. Roy aren't coming because they have gone to get Mr. LeChance. They're real heroes. My grandmother lives in a very large house in North Manistan. You will be welcome there. I must go now, quite literally. Your friend, Martin. Oh, man, I am fucking tired. Over the last few days, of lack of resources forced the death investigation of Pierre Blais to come to a halt. The autopsy on the body were conducted over the last few weeks and reveal any clue that would have helped investigators who refused to comment on what would happen next. This new development is happening in the context of the hypothesis of an accident, which is still, in spite of skepticism expressed by the local population, the ongoing official cause of death provided by the authorities. The incident is said to have occurred in the forest surrounding Lake Atomipek. Pierre Blais was found lifeless 2 weeks ago near footpath leading to the soon-to-be restarted copper mine. An engineer by training who was working on behalf of the consortium, headed by William Hamilton, was reportedly in charge of the development plan surrounding the reopening of the mine. At first, police had disclosed that the body had been desecrated. Today, the official version is that it was partly devoured by beasts, hence the original assumption that a crime had been committed. Le Monster. Bingo! Evidence. And Konopoly. Come on, chair. Lean forward. Thank you. Only the tormented mind smoke in bed. How many pages? Just one. Alright, I fear the worst for Alexandre. He hardly gets any sleep. I thought it was the work, but it seems to be far worse than that. From dusk till dawn, he stares into the void. He barely speaks to me. His son asked him to play the ball, and he didn't say a word, and that way he has to glance at the window. Last night I heard him mumble in his sleep. "He's coming," he murmured. I don't know why, but those words left a deep impression on me. He woke up shortly after, covered in sweat. He couldn't remember his dream, obviously. He didn't go back to sleep after that, chain smoking the night away over the window. He told me to pack my things in the mornings. I wonder why. Does he himself know? We're waiting, but for what? I think I feel dread. Oh, it's a wolf. It's a little pup. Okay. Nothing around. Alright, let's go in, warm ourselves up, and I think that's going to be it for today. I am tired. My voice is going. So, now we get to save. The autosave. Alright. What do you think? What do you think, Bert? What do you think I'm doing? Anyway, that's going to be it for me for the day. But tomorrow I will be streaming. I don't know if I will be streaming on Christmas Day. People are probably going to be pretty busy. I might. I don't know. I won't be celebrating Christmas Day on Christmas Day. Well, Christmas on Christmas Day because my siblings are coming over on the 26th, so we'll be opening presents then. I mean, generally, yes. But the thing is, with the way it's been since I moved in with my grandparents is that my siblings have their Christmas over at my mom's place. Then they come over the next day to here to open presents here, and then we usually actually do a Christmas dinner here. So, yeah, it's been like this for years, but yeah. So yeah, I might stream on the 26th, like late in the evening. We'll have to see. Anyway, I will catch you all tomorrow. You all have a good day, and I'll see you later.